Welcome back, land and water enthusiasts. Today, we're going to explore another method of composting, this time in a garbage can, which can be very beneficial if you're in a small area. So, let's get started. Composting takes organic matter and turns it into a rich growing medium, and it keeps the organic matter from becoming a pollutant if it's just thrown away in the trash. Sometimes space is an issue for having a compost bin. A compost bin made from a garbage container can be tucked away in small places. Compost also enriches the soil with microorganisms that help create a healthy soil food web. There are multiple ways of composting, and in this video we made a compost bin out of an old garbage container. The materials we used are a shovel, level, a drill with a large bit, a reciprocating saw, a piece of wood, a pencil, and a circular saw, and of course a garbage container. We decided we wanted to put this bin on the side of our other compost bins. Since we didn't have the container lid, we cut a piece of plywood to fit on top of the compost bin. The lid to the garbage container works great if you have one. We used a shovel to dig a shallow basin for the compost bin to reside in. That way, if there's any liquid seepage from the compost, it will just leak down into the basin and not out the sides of the compost bin, making a mess. Next, we cut the bottom off of the garbage container with a reciprocating saw. Once the bottom was off, we checked to make sure the container fit into the basin. We used a drill to drill holes randomly all over the garbage container to allow air into the compost bin. The compost bin was then set in the basin and leveled using the level. We then put grass clippings into the basin to create a 12-inch organic sponge material to get our compost ready to add food scraps and other organic material. Our compost bin is now ready to be used. As we add food scraps to our compost, we push the cover material back to expose the center of the compost and dump the food scraps in. Then we use a cover material to cover whatever we added to the compost bin. Good cover materials are wood chips, grass clippings, leaves, shredded paper, straw, pretty much any dry organic matter that you can find in abundance and have easy access to, you can use as a cover material. The cover material is key to keeping the compost free of unpleasant odors and flies. If you have problems with critters, some manure can be added on top of the food scraps and then put the cover material on top of the manure. Once the compost is filled all the way to the top, leave it for a few months and you will see it start to decompose down. Check it every so often and you can use it once it looks brown and uniform like the soil. This is a static composting method and doesn't require turning, so it does take longer, but it takes less work. When you notice your bin is almost full, build a new compost bin to start using once the old one is filled. Eventually, you will have enough bins that when you are emptying one, you're just about ready to start filling a new one. It all depends on how much material you have to compost and your climate. We hope you found this video helpful and insightful and help you to find different ways and unique ways that you can compost on your property in your situation. Until next time, happy composting.